Welcome back to a new video, guys. Today we will have a look at the current pumps we have here. We will have a look at BTC, XRP, Ethereum, VAT and Casper. We will mainly look at the bigger time frames and how high these pumps could go. So what we have on the bigger time frames, which resistances we have, what it needs to break bullish, and what to expect from this move over here. So let's get started with Bitcoin, then we will move over to XRP, then Ethereum, then VAT, and last but not least, Casper. So let's start from here. So yeah, we still have this fib set right here. So this is valid if it is a running flat or expanded flat. So what we have here, we are currently testing the 0.382 fib here. Like we are a little bit above at this moment. We could reach up to here, or even if we flip this, then the 0.786 will be slightly higher at about 54k. So yeah, at about here. So we are currently testing this one here. We could go up to here on the bigger time frame fibs. That would fit in perfectly. So let's reverse this again. So what we could see here, let's put in the next fib from here to here. We'll make this like this so we can differentiate both fibs. We'll zoom in a bit. So what we have over here is pretty much what I talked about in the previous video, where we could see a ABC move up. So this would have been the A wave, the B wave to here, and the C wave usually goes to the 1.272 up to the 1.618. That is the target range where the C wave could head to. So we have 50k, 52.5 and 56k as an absolute maximum for the C wave. So for us to break bullish, a move above this level here would confirm that this is not a corrective wave up, but bullish impulsive wave to the upside. So a move above this level here confirms that the bulls are in charge. So for me personally, this confluence over here is quite significant though. And also I will show you in a moment futures chart where we have a gap at, I think it was 52 to 54k. So that would fit in quite nicely with an A to here, a B to here, and a C wave going for that gap fill, where we could then reject and go for another low. Once we reject over here, we will have a pretty decent outlook to where we could head then. Right now, with this bigger fib set here, it would still make sense to at least touch like this level over here. So if we assume well, let's just assume we go to the 0.236 of the bigger time frame here. I will move the 0 fib to here, like here, and this one to here. Then we can see that where is it? Yeah, okay. Then the 1.272 would align here with our 1 fib of the bigger time frame, the 1.414 here, and the 1.618 would be in that area where the other gap is at. I will show it to you now on the futures chart, because that might be a little easier to look at. BTC futures 1. I just have to quickly get rid of this. Let's rename this to this. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Okay, 1 second please. So, okay, what the fuck, sorry guys, I hope it stays like this now. Yeah, okay, fine. So we'll pull up the fibs here now, the 1 fib to here and the 0 fib to here. So what we can see is pretty much, okay, the 0.236 would be here in this area. So we would fill this little space right here. We could wick a bit higher, like we have said. Let's do this to this a bit bigger, and then we will draw the potential ABC also in here with the slightly thinner lines, and then we have a better look at it. So what could happen here is something like this. So from here to here A wave, to here B wave, and then a C wave going all the way to here. This could be a wick. So this area here could be a wick, while over here is probably a candle close, like to fill this void we have here. We don't have to have a candle close like we have seen it over here. There was also a gap between this, and we only filled it with this wick over here. So we could also just wick up here and then go for a drop again. Anything above this 1.618 would be highly bullish to me, and that is when we will have a look at potential retraces from those levels, and then check for a good spot to get in for the next move up. So what could happen is something like this, okay, so that we move up here, down here, up to any point actually between here, the 1.272 to the 1.618 would make sense, and then go for the drop to about here, like shown a bit earlier. Because if we now take the 0 fib to, let's say we go there, and we take this one here. This is now only a bit of speculation because we can't really know yet, but yeah, that would kind of fit into this, because the 1.618 would then be pretty much here at this gap we have. If we move a bit lower, then it will be slightly higher. That could be also the case. So pretty much from here, 26.6 to what is it, 22.8k. That is pretty much where I would expect the price to drop to, unless we can cross above that, what was it, 56 something level. That would mean that we are bullish then. Okay, I hope this is kind of clear, and so far we don't really have a really bullish move out of this. Like we can see, quite big resistances still. This one is a tough one to crack so far, but we could get through and just push to about here. So yeah, overall nothing too bullish yet. We will now head back to the BTC USD chart on, I think it was Bitstamp. Was it this? Yeah. And have a look at the RSI on the daily. I will delete the fibs for now. So on the weekly it's not that bad, and also the MACD just crossed bullish, but that doesn't have to mean too much, honestly. If we now go to the daily, one second, I'll just blend this out for now because we don't really need it. We can see that the value is now at 70 on the daily RSI. So that's kind of high already. Like if we look at past data, we can see let's just put in a line here. So yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. Where is it? 70 something, like here. So we can see that over here we were above. Let's zoom in a bit because it will then be a little better to see. So over here, that was this thing here. Then we had this drop, a little rise, and then full-blown drop again. We had it over here. That doesn't mean too much. So we have the potential to go a bit higher. Like 80 is quite a significant range, and 92. So 80 to 90 could be pretty much where we see it top out on the daily RSI, and have then a quite significant drop afterwards. Yeah, we can still have a look at another indicator which was pretty good in the past for BTC. It's this one. Okay, like this. So what you can see here is that the bull market touched this as a top, then retraced all the way to nearly this bottom here, rose, the wave 2 exactly touched this level, then it rose again, tested this band here, tested this, and now it's testing this level here. So let's zoom in a bit and have a look at this in combination with the fib set we have. Like this. Okay, have to reverse that again. So to here and here. So what we have here is our fib set, and this line over here was the bottom for the wave 2 we had. Bit back here, like here. See? So we could assume that we touch that we test this level here. So the 50k we have from the A, B, and potential 1.272 C wave here. It could reach a bit higher, but then drop to this region here. While the 1.414 to the 1.272 is the most likely range it could drop to. So I hope that explains it quite well. If you have any questions related to this, please feel free to ask in Discord. So we'll move over to XRP now. So also no big changes on this right here. What we have here, we will start again from here to here. So like we can see, okay, drop to here, perfectly retested this level here, drop all the way to here. And now we are, last week we crossed above this 0.618 level. Now we are above this, and we could test $1, $1.17. I don't really expect it to retest this high we had, because it already tested it here. It could happen, but more sense makes to test this level here. So let's make this to the 2 again, and we will then have a look at quite the same thing we had on BTC here. So this, make it a 1, and then zoom in a bit to make it a little more easier to read. So what we can have here is pretty much the same thing. An A, a B, oh wait a minute, okay, like that, and then a C wave, which can go like here is quite a significant resistance, and also this level here. So from this ABC we can touch the 1.272 up to the 1.618. Those are the levels that can get hit on this C wave, although this range here between 1 to 1.05 and 1.13 to 1.17 are quite significant also on the bigger time frames. So that would make sense to touch and then go for from there we can have another low. If we cross this level here, same as for BTC, we are absolutely bullish, and I will have a look to enter from a retest from that region. I hope that explains this also quite well. If we now go to the daily and look at the RSI levels, I think it is a little lower than on BTC. Yeah, because we didn't rise as much just yet. So we are still below this A level top, so the origin of the A level. That is something where BTC is already above. So XRP is lagging behind a little bit. But yeah, generally it doesn't change too much. So this will be the first resistance it needs to break to confirm kind of this pattern here. Sorry guys. Yeah. Then the next bigger resistance is $1, then 105, 113, and 117. The ultimate bullish move would be to get above this level here, the 1.26. Although a move above 1.17 would almost confirm. So a move above 1.17 and then retested as support would kind of confirm already the bullish outcome to me. Otherwise, we can easily test. Let's just delete this smaller time frame fibs. It's not really relevant, to be honest. So we could just test like this range here, and then going for the lower. What was it? Like I would enter from about 0.46. Well, I have shared the orders in Discord, so there's no big change to that, honestly. We will. I will just keep those orders set up for now. Wait for the reaction we have here. If we manage to get bullish, then I will have a look at a potential retest to enter a long position. Otherwise, yeah, I will not really change much about the entire outcome. So we have the possibility to break bullish, but like we can see, our RSI levels are kind of high already, so it would make sense. If we go to here, we are probably at 80. If we go to here, we are at 90, 95, something like that, and we will quite certainly reject from those areas. So yeah, no huge change so far. Pretty much what we talked about for the last few months. Okay, so let's move to Ether. Same thing here. We'll move this to here, this to here. So Ether is at a pretty significant level already here, like we can see. Let's make this T2 again. Same game as before. If we now, so ETH is something I hadn't really looked at for quite a while. But we will look at it now. Yeah, okay. Quite the same thing we had on the rest of our coins we looked at so far. So again, pretty significant resistance here. Although if this is an A, B with a C wave, then we could see it somewhere around this level here, up to a maximum of this. Any break above this level here would be very bullish. So yeah, we don't really have to look at much more than this. Now we'll look at VET. So I think like this. Yes. So this is a little different, because over here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move down, 3 move up, and then you have a 1, 2, 3, a 4 wave ongoing right now, with a 5th wave still pending. This is pretty much a regular zigzag, but the difference is, so usually you don't have a wave 4 entering the wave 1 territory, but we can see, let me just draw it real quick, that will be maybe a little easier to spot. So this could easily be the wave 1, this the wave 2, wave 3, and now we have a wave 4 ongoing here. This could be a diagonal 5 waves down. So a diagonal can touch above the top of wave 1, but it usually never goes, it shouldn't go beyond the top of wave 2. So a rejection between this level here to maximum of this would make sense before we have another drop to probably about here. So let's zoom in a bit, and I will also explain because why this would make kind of sense. So what we have is what is it? Yeah, okay, we can't really draw that from there, but we can draw it from here to here. Yeah, okay, no. Let's just ignore that. But that's pretty much what we can have here. A wave 1, a wave 2 that tested the 0.618, then a wave 3 that tested the 1.618, which is the, yeah, pretty much this region here, so would perfectly fit in. And then we have currently this right here, so it shouldn't pass this level here, but it can go all the way up to that level, and then the drop would be into this area here, while to me it looks like this was our wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, this is the big wave 4, and then afterwards the 5. So we shouldn't drop below, what is it, this level here, because it shouldn't enter the wave 1 territory. So either this level here or this level here would make sense as the final drop, and then go for the 5th wave up. So yeah, and then we only have Casper left. Yeah, pretty much the same thing again. So we draw it to here and here. So what we can see is it didn't quite touch here, so it would make sense to have another drop, really. Yeah, let's just move over to this already. 1 second. So like this. It's kind of the same thing we have seen on VAT. So pretty much a wave 1, a 2. This was most likely wave 3, with the 4 that could touch about this level here. Could also stop here, to be honest. But it could also go beyond this level and touch about this, or yeah, this one not really. If it breaks this level, we are bullish. But anything from here down to this could be the top for Casper before another move down comes. Anything above this point, yeah, let's say 0.1470 would be bullish. So that is kind of what you have to look out for. Overall, you can see not much happening really, and still this region here would make sense. Let's have a look at the, I forgot for the other two to look at the daily RSI. So yeah, here we are at 61, so it still has quite some room to go on that. What was it there? A 77 already. Yesterday it was at, what was it? Yesterday it was at 78. So yeah, a little less room to go, but still it can easily go to like 90. That's absolutely no problem for crypto usually. And Ether is at 72. Yeah. So yeah, what we do right now is just wait for scenarios to confirm. We can expect it to rise a little more from here. Complete that kind of ABC structures we have pretty much across the across the board. I wouldn't really say that, but BTC, XRP, Ether, they all look kind of the same. VET and Casper not so much for the current structure, but I think if BTC really pumps quite a bit more from here, the rest will follow, and that will then give us a pretty good idea about what to expect next. So keep an eye on the bullish levels, and yeah, from there we will see what happens next, and look for either positions to take on a retest if we manage to get bullish, or we will just fill our orders where we already have set them. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you in the next one. And please feel free to ask any kind of questions you have to this video.